Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to not even this week's episode of the Four Corners Podcast, this edition of the Four Corners Podcast. My name is John, and I am your host. We'll go OG with it. Who butters the toast? Ethan!
What up, John?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good now that I'm here recording a podcast.
Aw.
It's great.
That's so sweet of you.
Yeah.
Nick?
This is weird because usually it's Ethan, Damien, then me.
Hey, that's your guys'
We're out
fault
of
for
whack
sitting the way
today.
you did.
You told me to sit here.
Yeah.
I said to sit as close to the mic as possible
Okay.
because, once again, we are improvising with our gear. We're trying to find... And we have a drummer next door. Little drummer boy.
Oh.
So this is just going to be a dandy time. Man, okay, has he learned anything else other than
No.
brain stew?
No.
No?
And he
Great.
wakes us up from our naps, so it's not a good day.
It's
Ooh,
brutal.
I would go over there and raise hell.
I'm
Damien?
down. Hi,
everybody.
John.
How
How
you
you
doing?
doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing just dandy.
You're looking fine today.
Thank you. You always
Your
look
hair
fine.
is looking good. Better than mine.
I
I
was
mean,
sweat-
I'm balding up.
I was sweating earlier because I bowled, so...
Yeah, dude.
You sweat
145.
when you
Pretty
bowl?
good.
I sweat when I bowl. It's
Dude,
hot. in
I
the
mean, I
bowling
do
alley.
too. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what else I sweat during? Watching
Podcasting.
wrestling.
Oh.
I am low key
Eating?
sweating because no, I do not sweat when I eat. Sometimes I
people do.
dance though. Oh well. So, lots have happened since our last podcast, which I do believe was SummerSlam. Am I correct in thinking that?
Yeah.
It was.
So, we didn't have any feuds like come off of SummerSlam, right? Besides
Rusev and Randy Orton.
Rusev and Randy Orton, and then Bray and Finn.
Miz and Jason Jordan, kind of.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
they went
Kind
in and
of.
out.
Ambrose and Cesaro.
Well, I think we should probably just go ahead and start with arguably the biggest, I guess, match, which would have been Cena and Reigns at No Mercy.
Yeah.
Man, that okay. So the I was telling these guys while we were watching it. Ethan, you weren't here.
No, sorry.
But at the beginning, I was so mad because the way they had built this up was obviously it was going to be an intense battle between these two, and it was just going to be hard fought the entire time. And when the match first started, I was very, very irritated because John Cena was doing his Cena thing and just making it a fun match, which would have been fine if they would have built it up to be that way. But this entire feud was built on... You're not the guy. You're not the guy. I don't respect you. Stuff like that. And that's the way I saw it at the beginning. He was having fun with it, and he at one point even like was gonna leave. I don't know if that was like scripted or not, because I can't tell if in this feud what is scripted and what isn't scripted. But then the match picked up, and it got really good until the end. It was a little bit deflating. Ethan, I don't think I've heard your thoughts on this match. What did you think about the overall match?
Overall, I agree with you that it was kind of a letdown, in my opinion. I expected it to be a lot better in-ring wise than it was, because I think they focused too much on... I wouldn't even call it storytelling, but I mean, I think they just focused on other aspects of the match where they should have just focused on having a good match and having...
It should have been a Cena
promo-
AJ match.
It really should have been. And
It
I know
could have been, too.
Roman is capable of having good
Roman's
matches.
really good in the
yeah,
ring.
he is good, and Cena is really good in the ring. So
Obviously.
they should have had an incredible match. But it was really hard to believe that Cena gave him 4 AAs and he still kicked out, and it only took
Technically,
one.
like 5 AAs
Technically
because
five.
the Super AA.
Yeah.
But I mean, even 5 AAs took out AJ Styles. So
Yeah.
you would think, and then only one freaking spear to take away John Cena. I don't know.
It took
just doesn't
Undertaker,
make
what,
sense.
3?
Yeah.
And he even
And-
charged, he
and a super
supercharged
spear,
his spear.
Yeah.
Super spear. Well, I was telling Nick, I was like, I bet what's going to happen is he's going to pin him clean, and then John Cena's going to give him the rub at the end. And that's exactly what happened. I don't know. See, the thing is, with this kind of thing, is I don't know what could have been done else to make me happier about the situation. I don't know if you guys have any like insight on like what would have made you feel good about that, because I don't know what the right answer is.
I wish they would have actually like acknowledged the weeks of build up that came up to this point, because it was like all that was irrelevant once the match started. But like you were
Right.
saying, the match didn't feel like it was a big grudge match. It was like a fun little gimmicky match.
Mm-hmm.
And then even afterwards, Cena was praising him and like, I was only kidding. I was only just trying to bring it out of you.
Oh,
big
I'm
guy."
gonna pass you the torch right now.
After weeks of saying that all I do is put guys around you to make you look good, and here I am making you look good, but nah, this is real.
No,
doesn't make any
what I
sense.
was saying during the match, it kind of reminded me of Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. How
Really?
Shawn Michaels was just like playing and super selling every single move.
Right.
It's kind of what I thought John Cena was doing there for a while. It was just like a slow start to the match and just a weird feeling.
I'm almost thinking, because watching the Raw after No Mercy, because you guys know that like I started to like Roman Reigns, and I started to like him because it didn't feel like WWE was trying to force him down our throats as the babyface. He was the tweener. He was the guy that like, because I mean that promo after WrestleMania when he came out in 10 minutes and said 5 words and played to the crowd, like that is the Roman Reigns I want. And then you get the rub from Cena, and then you turn back, just babyface, just like white meat babyface, or an attempt to. And they tried to give him the mic on Monday, and it fell so flat.
Miz, you idiot. Miss Raj, you idiots. You're all idiots.
Go back in the back and get me a beer, boy. He's
God.
not his cousin, or is that his cousin or his uncle?
Wait, Rock?
The Rock.
cousin.
He's not the
Cousin.
Rock. And I don't know if that's what they're trying to turn him into. I don't know if that was like their plan was to get Roman as this mysterious like tweener and then, turn him face, kind of like what they did with The Rock. And I don't get it because like watching Roman Reigns in interviews, like he does have a bit of charisma, like more charisma than what he is showing on Raw, and it's just
Well, that's just because he can be himself and not,
Yeah.
yeah,
the
and I
presence
don't know why they
memorizing.
just won't let him do that then.
I mean, look at the Usos. The Usos used to suck at promos and stuff,
Yeah.
and now they're doing stuff that they want to
The
do.
Usos are incredible.
And they're 10 times better.
They're
on
my
a new
favorite
level.
tag
They're
team
actually
right
letting
now.
their like real life personalities bleed through, and it's like people are buying into it, and it's fun to watch. But before that, they were like Roman, where they were just faking it and being all cheesy, annoying.
Right.
No one bought it.
Right. And so that ending, Cena taking the 10 minutes or so to really milk it, looking like he was going to retire. What are your guys' thoughts as to what is going to happen with Cena?
Well, did you hear what he said on Raw Talk afterwards?
I know that he said something about like he's coming back, right?
He basically said he'll be like Batman, and whenever they want to shine the bat signal in the sky, then he'll come back.
Isn't that what he was
Otherwise-
already doing?
That's what I
Yeah.
thought, but
Yeah.
now it's like he's officially acknowledging it as I'm part time.
But he's been acknowledging part-time. Like, because every feud that he's been
an
in...
all timer, not a part.
I was going to say, he even mentioned it in the Roman Reigns feud. He's like, you're lucky that I only do this
Yeah.
part-time because I can do this better than you can full-time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if that was to like... I'm assuming that was probably to make it seem more important for Roman Reigns because like, this is John Cena's last match as a full-timer, even though he wasn't.
Yeah.
He's not a full-timer, and he hasn't been for quite a while. Are they doing the I don't even remember, like, because they were planning on having him face Jinder Mahal at some point, right, and beat him for that
They
championship.
talked about it, but then they did Shinsuke instead. So
Interesting.
Maybe. We don't
And-
know yet.
We'll see.
We
Well-
don't know yet.
We'll see what Roman Reigns is gonna do. We'll get back to Roman Reigns and where that whole situation is heading. But another, obviously, the other part of the double main event match for that particular pay-per-view was Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Another deflating match. Someone, I don't remember where I was reading or listening to it online, but someone had mentioned that, like, this was supposed to be a battle of two juggernauts, and their battle at SummerSlam just being tossed through tables and all this stuff, and then we just had a wrestling match in the ring. Like, deflating is the word, I think.
It's anticlimactic, I would say.
Anticlimactic is a good word. And to be honest, I still get excited because it is Brock Lesnar, but like Brock Lesnar's not nearly as good anymore as he used to be. I mean, it's just like 3 moves
because
from him.
they've watered him down to suplex, and that's it, and then F5.
Is that them or is that him?
That's them.
No.
Because, like, before the whole suplex gimmick started out, like, when he had matches with, like, Cena and Punk back in, like, 12
Oh,
2013,
yeah. No, those are
his best matches
incredible
in his
matches.
career, almost. But those are amazing matches. And then all of a sudden, he says those 3 words at SummerSlam, and all of a sudden it becomes his gimmick and his persona.
And I'm almost wondering why that is when you can have this top guy. I thought it was just going to be him because he really doesn't care that much about WWE.
It depends on who he's working with, because, like, when he was working with Dean Ambrose, he wanted no part of it and just kind of walked through it.
Yeah.
But, like, when he has Braun, when he has
Apparently
Samoa
he
Joe,
really liked working with Joe, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys are bringing it back out of him, but then here we are again.
And and it makes me wonder what they're doing, because at this point, I don't know what Braun's plan is going to be. Like, obviously, you can just not worry about Brock because he's not going to be back until, Survivor Series, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, we saw Braun just mow through on Monday. But it's like, if you're just going to mow through the entire time and not be the champion, like, it just, I don't know.
I got a bad feeling, because they've wasted their monster heels before, and now...
And this isn't the first time that they almost wasted Braun.
Exactly.
They almost wasted Braun earlier this year.
And now he's back on
And-
top, and then...
They did the absolute rare thing where they actually built him back up and, like, fixed his story.
Yeah.
And it should have culminated. I don't know if they're trying to wait until a bigger pay-per-view to make it feel bigger, but then they shouldn't have done that just at no... I don't know. Like, it should have culminated in a... You know what I mean? If you have a fatal 4-way, you can get away with him not winning that match. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You can definitely get away with that. But when it's one-on-one...
And
getting pinned.
He lost to one F5.
One F5.
After hitting 2 of his own finish on Brock. That's
That
ridiculous.
absolutely killer of a move. That like
Yeah.
that move destroys people. That move
it
like
beat
is a
Roman Reigns.
career
Beat Roman,
shortener.
Yeah. The AA couldn't beat Roman Reigns, but the Power Slam could. So technically, by however
Yeah.
that works, that should have been decimating to Brock. But not
Yeah,
even to him.
I don't know what they're gonna do with Braun, and it should have culminated in a Universal title match, a championship. That's just my opinion. Because it was almost at that point where I was like, especially, and I know Paul like builds up every one of those wrestlers that Brock faces against, but you know, Paul was saying like, there's no way Brock's gonna beat him.
Yeah.
He can't. Like, you just can't. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Maybe they'll surprise me, but knowing WWE,
No surprise.
I have a feeling Finn Balor will be the next contender, and then it
If
will.
he ever escapes from Bray Wyatt.
If he ever escapes from Bray Wyatt, that's true. Yeah.
we'll probably get to that.
I thought he was about to, but just kidding.
That's hilarious.
I feel like Finn might face him at Survivor Series or some other whatever the next, maybe TLC. I don't know. And then probably it'll get to the Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns will take it from him. And
Roman's gonna win
Well,
another
Finn. I
Royal
mean, Finn
Rumble.
called out.
Yeah.
Finn called out the title, which
yeah, he did.
you know
Yeah.
Just his
usually
first time doing
means
it,
here you go. It's not his first time doing it, but he was in that picture every time he said it. So, it looks like he was going to get back into that picture until we had Bray. I don't know why. There's no point in
though. He's
continuing
beat him
that.
twice.
He's beat him
one
twice clean.
without face paint and one with face paint. So I mean, like Bray, you should just give up because you're done.
Not only did he beat him twice, the second time he beat him, he was
After getting
basically
destroyed.
carted
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
the match and then brought back in doing that thing.
That's what I hate about.
And that was when he was a man. That wasn't
Yeah,
even
he was a
Demon
human.
King.
That's what I hate about how they book Bray Wyatt, because like I believe in him. Like
It's the formula every time.
it's the
Yeah.
formula.
Win a match, lose 2 in a row.
I
Win a
love
match,
I
lose
love
2 in
Bray.
a
He's
row.
one of my favorites, honestly.
Absolutely.
But like I can't believe him if
It's
every
terrible.
time he tries to get in a feud, he loses every single time.
He should have kept that WWE
He
championship.
should have.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least I would have been happy with Randy winning the Elimination Chamber and then Bray Wyatt winning the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, just flip
and
it
then
all.
just flip it. That would have been so good. And then have Bray beat Randy. Like, what does Randy need to do?
He
Anyway,
has
that
nothing to
was a long time
prove.
ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago, so we probably
But-
won't
Well,
be digging that
let's
back
not.
up.
I still wholeheartedly believe that Randy winning that championship is solely because of what happened at SummerSlam
Yes.
last year.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. I
Because
agree.
the story is that Brock was adamant that there was a way that he could make him bleed without it hurting, and then he just gets in there and starts pummeling him. And Randy Orton's a hothead anyways.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure he went back there and started causing a fuss, and Vince
Oh,
is
yeah.
like, you know what? It's only Bray Wyatt, so we can give you that title for a little bit, and then now that WWE Championship is just watered down.
I mean, I liked Jinder at first. Like, I thought it was refreshing, but now I'm just like, all right, let's move it on.
With Jinder, it went like hated him, and then to maybe there's a chance that I'll like him, back down to even lower than hating him. I just
his
don't care.
His jokes were
Back when I
fire.
hated him, there was a bit of care, and now there's just not any care. So I think it's even worse. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But a title that isn't watered down and is getting the rub, the IC title.
Yeah,
Even though we
just
had
wait.
that off the cuff kind of. No, I think it's still.
Just wait.
Yeah, I know. Even though we had that off the cuff Miz Jason Jordan match, they had previewed it essentially like a couple weeks or a couple
like in August,
months.
like the beginning of
A
August.
while ago.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought they were going. That's when they probably should have done it, because now everybody's like, we don't care about the whole Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan son thing. And they should have done it earlier than they did, because now it just didn't make any sense. But, The Miz won, which is obviously the right choice. The Miz is incredible with, absolutely anything that he does. And, more and more every day. I know Nick's over there
I
dancing.
love it.
More and more every day, The Miz is becoming elite.
One of the best.
I think is
Absolutely.
I was gonna say elite. People are saying it now, like I'm saying it now, like he's going to be elite one of these days. But this is a superstar that we're going to look back, 10, 15 years from now and go, wow, he was incredible. It's gonna be like an Edge situation,
Yeah.
where we're gonna
Like-
be like, holy crap, he was actually one of the best of all time.
It's like you don't know
Randomly.
what you got till it's gone.
Right,
Like
one of
with
those
Edge, it was
things,
huge.
and
Yeah.
people are definitely starting to come around to that idea, especially since they're putting the Miz, because obviously they see Roman Reigns in this godlike
Deity,
light.
yeah.
He is Bray Wyatt because he is a god. And they're having. I know that they're only doing it to have the IC title put on Roman, so then probably John Cena can win it from him or something like
My
that.
predictions.
But also, it says a lot letting the Miz and his cronies
Be the team.
cause the big Shield reunion that's coming up. Yeah.
And it's not someone that like Sanity, which
Yeah.
probably should be,
Yeah.
but so it looks like we're gonna be doing Roman and Miz
Probably
Survive
TLC.
TLC.
TLC's next.
Are they doing it that soon? Yeah, they probably will
October.
do it that soon.
Well, I mean, there's
No, I thought they were doing the Shield deal. So wouldn't they just do the 3-on-3 and then have Roman win at Survivor Series against
Well,
the Miz?
I was thinking they would do like a winner take all, where like if the Miz and his team win, then they get the IC title and the tag belts. If Roman and his team win, then they get the IC title and the tag belts.
Is that what you heard? Is that your prediction?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's a cool prediction.
Yeah,
though.
that'd
I
be
like
cool. Cool gimmick.
It would be a cool gimmick.
They haven't done one of those in a long time.
No, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Winner takes all type deal. And then we just have the Universal title that's just off the.
Yeah.
It's just not there anymore. I mean, I'd rather it be off than what they're doing with the WWE Championship. But, but yeah, I'm excited to see. I think that'll be a good match too.
Oh yeah.
Because obviously Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas are good
They're
wrestlers.
really good workers.
They're just laughable,
They're just
Yeah.
not
Characters.
used correctly right now.
not used correctly, which you can be said about a lot of superstars. One of which, a lot of them are in the women's division.
Oh, geez.
Can transition into
That's
that.
a great segue.
That's a great
Misusing wrestlers,
segue.
women's
Misusing
division.
wrestlers,
Yeah.
women's division, on both sides.
Yeah.
But we'll start with the Raw since No Mercy just happened. We had Alexa Bliss beating Sasha Banks, Nia Jax, Emma, and Bailey. Emma took the fall, right? No, Bailey took
the
Bailey
fall.
took the fall.
did.
Of course, Bailey did.
If you're gonna put Emma into that match for whatever reason, have her take the fall. If you're gonna have Bailey come back after that big old pop that she received after being injured and all that,
I mean, the only reason she got that big pop because she was in her hometown, but
Yeah,
that's
true.
beside
they
the point.
booed her in her hometown before, so that's better.
They're getting places.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you remember when they booed her?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to build Emma up to actually be like a contender for the title.
They
I hope so.
should.
They should. I think that's what they're doing because
She
I mean
wasn't on
they've
TV,
already
so.
built. Yeah, that's true. But I mean they've already built Bailey up and Sasha and I guess Nia. But I mean I think Emma just has been.
What is
underdog.
going on between Bailey and Sasha though? Because it's such a confusing
They're teasing.
storyline.
They've been teasing it for like
They've been teasing it
year
for
and
the
a
last
half.
like 6
yeah,
months.
it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
No kidding.
One day it's gonna just pay off. I hope. I say that, but I hope that one day it's gonna pop off and it's gonna be great. But who knows?
Or they will stay face forever and
Yep.
be the cringiest crap you ever
Yeah.
seen on TV.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, because I think if Sasha turns heel, then she needs to have the championship. But at that point, I don't know at what point that Alexa Bliss needs to lose the title.
Whenever Nia beats her for it.
Nah, dude, Asuka's coming, dude.
Oh yeah, and
Japanese wrestling's
Asuka.
coming.
I feel like they're building up Emma so she can be Asuka's first little feud to kind of get her.
Oh,
get
to
her-
make Asuka look
Yeah,
better.
to make her look good, and then she can go to the title after that.
I mean, they feuded at NXT, and it was actually really good.
Yeah.
So that was that was their first feud in NXT.
I think it
if
was,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, but
That's when
Emma
Emma just
Emma
turned.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma was actually better in NXT though, right?
Oh,
Better
yeah.
character.
I mean, she had better character. She had Dana Brooke with her too, and that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Surprisingly,
Dana
yeah.
Brooke was actually a plus in that situation. Yeah.
That she was actually a
She was a
plus.
positive.
Yeah. They announced that Asuka was going to be at TLC. I don't know if that means that she's going to actually make her TV debut at TLC, or she's going to be on TV weeks prior and then have her debut match at TLC.
I think she'll appear for the very first time at TLC because they're really trying to get the buy rate up. So Shield, Asuka.
I was going to say that's probably why they have announced it instead of just surprising.
Yeah.
You know, if they just did good booking and did good wrestling, then
Psych.
it would go up,
You would
and they
think-
didn't worry about
I guess they
merchandising.
used pyro.
Speaking of another good segue, here's one situation where WWE isn't as concerned with merchandising as we saw with the 205 Live, the championship, the Cruiserweight Championship.
That was awesome, dude.
I think one of the critical comments that I saw online particularly was WWE fans are so mad about that, and then when they turn it around, they're happy about it. And it's like WWE fans are so hypocritical of themselves and stuff. And I'm like, well, that's because you just don't understand. Like, when we were watching the match, it was ridiculous because of the build-up.
Yeah.
And then they actually turned it around and fixed it. I think we're all in agreement of that, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
It's amazing now.
We had Neville lose to Enzo, which everybody thought that if you do that, the division's dead. Like, there's no bringing it back from that. And we had Enzo continue with his gimmick of, discount Eddie Guerrero, lying, cheating, and stealing, and kicking Neville where the sun don't shine, pinning him, getting the title, and everybody was irate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next night on Raw, I don't know how, but they fixed it. They had essentially, Enzo versus the entire 205 Live, and it was it was another like insider kind of deal where they were doing like where they have been doing with a lot of these feuds.
Mm-hmm.
And 205 Live was like, dude, stop saying that stuff about us. You know what I mean? We're not that. We're better than that. And they all kicked the crap out of Enzo.
And I loved how even Drew Gulak, who's like the anti-cruiserweight, was like, "Do it, Neville, do it, jump on him." Yeah.
And even on 205 Live, they were saying that Neville looks like he hadn't slept, and he did. He looked
terrible,
insane. And I think we're all in agreement that we hope that this turns into a Neville tear on the main roster.
Did you see his promo on 205 Live? He basically he's kind of doing like a crazy gimmick, not like super crazy, but just like
he should.
Super crazy.
not super,
Super
not super,
Not
crazy.
super
I'm
crazy.
saying not like an unhinged Dean Ambrose crazy, but like he was saying that he doesn't care what Kurt Angle said. He's going to keep attacking Enzo as much as he can,
Right.
Good.
no matter what
Good.
Enzo says. Yeah,
Good. That sounds like a Neville thing. That
Yeah.
You should do.
Yeah.
So.
it was great.
Because crazy Neville is good Neville.
Yeah, and again, his eyes were like just bloodshot.
Baggy,
He looked
and
terrible.
like he didn't. I mean, he's never really groomed his hair once he turned heel, but it was more ungroomed than it had previously been. So, yeah, that should be interesting. I don't know, man, because I already have a feeling that this is gonna turn into 205 Live right now, and then within the next couple weeks, it's gonna be crap again.
Oh yeah.
Because they are not gonna know what to do with it. Because when they get good things, they don't know what to do with them. I don't know what they'll do after this, though. Do they have Neville win again? Do they get someone else? I don't know.
I'm hoping that they do the angle with Neville keeps attacking him, and then Kurt's just like, okay, I'll put you on Raw, and you can't interact with the cruiserweights anymore, whatever. And then it's like a real babyface like Cedric Alexander will step out and say, I want the title, and then beat him first try, easy.
Because I'm surprised. I honestly thought one of the last people they would turn heel would be Enzo because of merchandising sales.
And he just got that new sauce shirt.
The new sauce shirt.
Whatever that means.
And I know people are still gonna buy it because Enzo's not a full blown heel where he's attacking these people like a Kevin Owens, for example. But obviously you can tell that he's not a good guy, and it is hard to boo him just because of his charisma and his promo skills and all that. So yeah, maybe they're going down the right path, but I have a feeling that it's gonna turn bad fast.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how they stick with it.
I mean, if they are going to stick with it, they better do something good with it.
Because I feel like if they do what I was saying and they have Cedric win it for him, then they'll just like reset the whole division and then just.
I was going to say they need
scratch.
to start from scratch. Yeah. Because I'm really hoping this isn't another Tozawa situation where like randomly wins. I still don't know what that was about.
Has he been on TV since then? Besides that,
he was on TV.
Segment?
I was gonna say the 205 Live segment on Monday.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, see, because that segment made me not go out of my way to watch it, but I definitely wanted to find out what happened.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see. Another division, I guess that you could call it, that is doing pretty well, I would say, is the tag team division on Raw. We
Despite
had
having 2 tag teams.
Yeah,
three tag
I know.
Yeah.
But we did have the Shield, sans Roman Reigns beating Cesaro in another barn burner, dude. Like the matches they put on are incredible. And Cesaro,
what a guy.
Man, he's just a man. Is like
guy.
Goes up for the, I don't even remember. I think it was just like one of those leaps, trying to attack and then moves out of the way. Just eats the metal post.
Literally
eats it.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear that? Like he didn't lose his teeth; they just went
Yeah.
inside his gums.
Yeah.
Jammed him up into his gums.
Yeah. And so backstage they had to do
They had to
immediate
do surgery
stitches,
to pull it back out and just remove the teeth completely.
and so they could put implants in.
Yeah.
That's obviously karma from Jeff Hardy, but
yeah, it's like a chain of knocking people's teeth out.
Too bad
So-
it wasn't Sheamus. That would have been better. if it was Sheamus.
man, every week I'm liking Sheamus and Cesaro more and more. The chemistry those two have are incredible.
I read a thread on Squared Circle today about the bar and how they have basically like.
Is that their official name?
I think so. They have a
Like they
T-shirt
haven't announced
out,
as it.
They haven't
yeah.
announced it,
Yeah.
but they keep saying
They
it.
have it on a T-shirt, so
Yeah.
But they've evolutionized their character, so like they went from that best of 7 series to hating each other as tag teams to kind of annoying by each other, and then to like starting to like each other, and then now like,
they're brothers.
They're brothers.
They're
and
actual
then,
brothers.
Yeah, and they've just evolved their character so much, and you can tell like in their entrances, like at first like Sheamus would get right in front of Cesaro would try to steal the spotlight from Sheamus.
It's the small
and stuff.
things that
it's-
build
I think
the
it's really cool.
Those two guys are great at doing the small things, along with Seth and Dean too.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think
Not to mention, their in-ring work, their tag team work. This isn't the reason why I'm liking this feud so much is because it's not just Nick and I were talking about this, how WWE really likes to do the thing where a tag team match is just 2 different singles matches in there. And this isn't. You have the tag team moves that need to be done in a tag team match because it's not a tag team if you're not working together with your partner. And I do hope they put the titles back on them at some point.
For me, I'm excited for when like the other tag teams start coming back, like the Revival against
Revival,
Cesaro. That'd be
yeah.
a crazy match. Or,
Do
like,
we
if
have
Sandy gets
any
called up.
timetable on the Revival? Because
I thought it was like November or something, but
probably.
I'm not positive.
I don't know. Once someone gets
It wasn't a
healed,
very
they
long
get
one.
injured again. So
Yeah.
they just haven't really.
every
really
time,
started
I
yet.
know they were. When did they get called up? Even
Right. It was the day after
WrestleMania.
Mania. Yeah.
the day after Mania is when they got called up.
I think so.
Yeah, because they were supposed to do stuff with
The new
Enzo and Big Cass, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they injured the New Day.
They sent New Day to SmackDown, and then they're just gonna feud with Enzo and Cass, and then injury,
injury, and then they came back, and it was against the Hardys, and then
and then injury.
injury.
I know.
And the Hardys get injured.
Injuries are yeah. Well, Jeff's injured.
Jeff's getting
And torn rotator cuff is nothing to mess around with. That is
But he's still on Raw, so.
He's still on Raw, but he's going to be out for a while,
He
especially since he's
going to
old.
be on TV still with Matt, but he's not going to wrestle him for a while.
Right.
A long time.
Hopefully, because I don't know what's going on with Impact or GFW or whatever you want to call them.
I think it's Impact again.
Is it Impact again?
I think it was GFW, and then they lost GFW. Now it's Impact again.
Is it Impact again?
Yeah.
Well, because Jeff Jarrett got booted.
Yeah, because he came and he brought the GFW name, then he got booted out, and now it's.
And
back
I don't
to-
know if he could take. I don't think he could take the name with him though.
I think they just wanted to get rid of it.
I was gonna say I think they
because
wanted to
he's
get rid of it
gone.
more than him taking the name with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's. I love Matt Hardy, absolutely love him, but it's just weird seeing the between the Matt Hardy and the
It's kind of annoying.
broken. It is at this point.
I want
It's
them to just
annoying.
Do it or not do it.
Right, and it's hard when you're a big Well, I don't know why WWE just doesn't do it, and then because they would probably win.
Yeah.
They have the money. They
For
could
sure.
put Impact out.
They could buy it.
buy
They could
Impact
just
with
buy
pocket
it.
change.
They almost did.
Yeah, I know. I wish they had.
I think the only reason why they wanted to was to get the footage for.
For AJ
Network,
yeah.
and
The
Joe,
network.
and,
Her.
An angle and all that.
I would
Yeah.
have been okay with that.
Yeah.
which would have been fine because I
Oh.
mean,
Also, to watch all the TNA old stuff, the pay-per-views and stuff.
they're really good.
They're
Like
really good.
one of my favorite matches of all time ever is the triple threat Christopher Daniels, Joe, and AJ.
Yeah.
Impeccable match, perfect match.
Did you
Right
guys
there.
get the network email survey?
Mhm.
Because one of the things was what future content would you like to see, and it was the TNA GFW tape library was one of
Yeah.
the options, and I put that as number one because
yeah.
for you to buy.
There were a bunch of them. There were
Yeah, it was
even
ROH,
New Japan. I was gonna say
Progress and all that.
New Japan, ROH, Progress,
Wasn't Gorilla on there too?
all those
Yeah,
all those
it
big
was.
indie promotions were on there.
But I would
and I'm-
love it if they bought TNA, just at the library.
I don't know
at
if
the
it's
least.
buying it more than just doing a deal with them.
Yeah.
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 doing maybe a couple of years deal and see how it does on the network, because I'm sure you would get those fans that like New Japan, and someone like me, I do like watching those other promotions, but to be honest, I'm not gonna pay the $10 for New Japan because I'm not as invested into it obviously as WWE. I would probably pay a little bit more. Maybe a couple dollars more a month for WWE if that meant I could get, the New Japan stuff. Because even if I just wanted the big matches to watch, I would be fine with that. And then all the other promotions, like the Ring of Honor, if I could get Ring of Honor pay-per-views on the network, that'd be incredible.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with all that stuff. I guess where does that leave with? Because there's not much more going on Raw besides that, right? I'm not missing anything, am I? Braun went on his tear. We don't know where he's going.
He's just fighting guys.
Destroyed Kurt Hawkins. That was so funny. I love Kurt Hawkins.
Hawkins, Ambrose, and Enzo, all on the
Enzo.
same night.
We're gonna see Seth Rollins versus Braun next week, and Ethan. Okay, so the Four Corners podcast boys are heading to WWE Monday Night Raw at Indianapolis on the 9th of
Ninth.
October.
Yeah.
On the 9th of October. And Ethan,
Yeah.
would you like to fill them in on what your predictions are? For just a little bit of backstory, Nick goes to a few events. He goes to more events than I think we all do. And every time he's gone,
I always see teams break up.
teams break up. Every
Sucks.
single time. What teams have broken up?
I witnessed the Shield and Enzo and Cass break up.
Yeah,
Back
teams
to
break
back.
up.
Yeah, it sucks.
Ethan,
Yeah.
what is your prediction for when we go?
I believe that. What?
I'm excited.
What? Oh, you're excited? Okay, I know what you're
For the
going.
future?
Excited
Yeah.
for the future. You know what? I honestly don't know what to expect. I kind of hope the Shield gets back together.
Oop.
That'd be cool. I think we could honestly see that in about 2 weeks of.
Because
the
it makes
Shield.
perfect sense
does.
because Seth's busy the next week. He's gonna get destroyed by
Yep.
Braun, so he won't be ready to do any kind of reading or anything like that. But 2 weeks from now, they got nothing going on, and it's in Indianapolis where the Shield formed
So it just makes sense.
and where the Shield broke up.
That'd be a cool
Get
story
back
for Indy.
together.
Be a
I was gonna
great
say
story.
I love when WWE does that stuff. When
they always acknowledge that stuff too. Any chance they get, they acknowledge this
Right.
is the building where so and so did so and so. So
and I like when they do that stuff. I like when they
Yeah.
come back to that. It'll be weird to see. It'll be weird for Roman Reigns' character, I think, to get back into the Shield, because it took Dean Ambrose like what, almost a month before they got back together.
Yeah.
And so for Roman Reigns to be the absolute superstar that he is now, and for them to just like
I have a
trust.
terrible
immediately.
feeling about what they're gonna do with it. With like, they're obviously it's gonna be hype at first, and then it's gonna be, oh, here we are raising Roman's hand because Roman is our leader and Roman is
Right.
the guy and Roman.
I think we were talking about
But
that.
Dean
Yeah.
was the leader.
Like they're gonna try and they're gonna try and manipulate the idea that Roman was the leader all along.
Yeah.
And, like he was the obvious, head.
But the whole point of the Shield was that there wasn't a leader. Like they cycled because it started
Mhm.
out as Dean was the talker, and then Seth was the architect, and then Roman was the big.
Well,
dog
even
at the end.
backstage, that's how they were.
Yeah.
Like backstage politicking, that's how they
They
were.
were
If they didn't
actual
like
brothers.
something, they
Yeah.
would go together and
They
they would
went to
have
Vince and told him, "This is what we're gonna do."
fights in numbers.
Exactly.
But I think that's hard to pull off now because obviously, as much as it sucks, because as good as Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose is, if you're WWE, you can't equal those
No.
two with Roman at this point because
You
those
should, but you can't.
those two haven't retired The Undertaker. Those two haven't essentially retired John Cena.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they do it, and I'm pretty sure they're just doing it to get Roman back over,
Yep.
since they're obviously trying to go the babyface direction.
They're
With him
really
again.
trying.
They really are.
They've been
That-
trying.
For
That
4 years
promo,
now.
Daniel Bryan, The Rock, John Cena,
everybody,
Triple H.
Undertaker, Triple H.
everybody.
Jesus.
I don't know. We can switch over to SmackDown, but
It's gonna get more depressing as we go.
more depressing as we go. I don't even know where to start at SmackDown. We could start with the WWE Championship.
well.
There's nothing to go
Get it out
there
of the
with,
way.
though. We have Jinder Mahal who goes on, and I know that he'll. I'm gonna cut that out. That's racist. We have the obvious like foreign heel gimmick that is so outdated. He's saying that people don't like him because of what he looks like and all this stuff, and then his whole gimmick right now is making fun of Shinsuke Nakamura for being Japanese. That's all it is.
Man.
Even using the Godzilla, like, I cannot believe they did that. And I think WWE tried to backtrack a little bit because Jinder Mahal did come out and, like, literally apologize for it, but then obviously, like, turned it around. Man, it's when your WWE Championship scene is literally in the smack dab in the middle, something's going wrong. I don't know what to say about it.
There's really not much to say.
I'm excited for him to retain it at Hell in a Cell.
There's no way.
For sure.
There's no way.
That's what you think. Let's drag it out a little longer. Why not? At this point,
I guess I said that about the last time too. Who did he even face last time for the championship?
Shinsuke.
Oh yeah, it was Shinsuke again, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
at
Before that was
SummerSlam.
Randy again. Before that was Randy.
Yeah,
Before
he
that
does
was
Randy
Randy.
like 4 times, then Shinsuke twice now.
Yeah, when he first fought Shinsuke, I was like, "There's no way Jinder's retaining."
That's
And
what
then-
I
I
thought,
know.
too.
Nick and I was like, Nick,
I bet.
bet, and then he won. I was
I
like,
got free
oh.
cookies out of it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gave him a couple cookies. So.
Oh yeah, you did good.
Yeah. So I was like, there's no way.
You
There's
wanna
no way.
make that bet again at Hell in a Cell?
I might.
Let's
I
do it.
might.
I don't know. What are they gonna do? I don't know, dude. WWE short-term booking scares me because they literally have no idea what they're doing until like the night of the show.
Yep.
I don't know. We can go to the actual main event scene.
The real main event.
The real main
Shane
event scene.
McMahon.
So we've had this, we were all spoiled to it because, Meltz and all the insider WWE reports were reporting that we were going to see Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. And it's always a big deal when Shane, he fought Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell at Mania, and then fought AJ Styles in a really, really good match. Even though
Top match of the night.
that referee was down off of one punch for like at least 15 minutes. Dead.
Brutal.
Dead. Brutal.
It was a Pele kick, I think.
Was it?
I think.
Was it a Pele
yeah,
kick?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Even then, like,
Even then, yeah.
and it's a big deal when Vince McMahon actually returns to TV. He came back on TV, right, Damien? Yeah. We saw he's just shaking his head at me. We saw Vince McMahon. That was the first time he's been on WWE TV,
Since the Roman Reigns thing,
Yeah.
which was
2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
When Roman and Triple H were about to battle at Mania. So.
But
Wait, no. He
no,
came back for the
shit.
Superstar Shakeup to announce that.
Oh, just to
yeah.
announce
Oh,
it.
yeah,
Wow.
just to
Then he
announce it.
brought- Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, it's always a big deal when Vince McMahon is on there.
Yeah.
But I've heard that like Vince McMahon is very, very high on Kevin Owens right now, which is why.
Everyone is.
Which is yeah. I mean, he's great. He's one of the best. I mean, we did have to. I guess it sounds bad when I say it, but like, I don't mean it this way. Like, we had to sit through another Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match, but like, you know, we've all agreed that like
It was the first time ever on
Yeah.
SmackDown Live.
it's been done so many times, but like, if we want two wrestlers to wrestle all the time, those are the two wrestlers we want to wrestle all the time. But yeah, we're gonna end up getting Kevin Owens, Shane McMahon, Hell in a Cell, at Hell in a Cell.
I hope that Kevin jumps in instead of Shane, just to mix it up and
Oh, that would
He
be
won't.
sweet.
to elevate.
That's
to
Shane's
elevate
thing.
Kevin.
That's Shane's thing.
Exactly.
That's his gimmick.
And-
He jumps
and
out of helicopters.
Kevin's gimmicks is making fun of people, so
Yeah.
he could easily just jump off just for the fun of
Just
it.
on his back. Just
Yeah,
like,
just straight up bang.
Oh, that would hurt though.
But I think he's more of a smarter wrestler than that.
Nah.
Shane is like, I got nothing to lose, and dies.
Besides my family, kids, wife, and all that,
Yeah.
but nothing else to lose.
Nothing else to lose, and
around
all the
plane
money that Kevin Owens is smarter than that, I think.
I hope.
And I love the character that he is right now.
He's finally serious again.
The serious, like, maniacal heel.
Yeah.
When he powerbombed Sami Zayn onto the ring apron, you know, we were getting that hint of like, oh, maybe Kevin Owens is sympathetic, and I was like, what are they doing? And he's psych.
Yeah.
And, like, it's sad that they have to use Sami Zayn in that way. Because Sami Zayn, like, they need to do something with him. Because he's just a
I'm
jobber
not
now.
complaining because he went from not on TV to main event of SmackDown in a week's time. So
He's not.
I'm
He's
fine with
not main event.
he was on.
He's
He was in
used
the
as.
opening segment in the main event. That's not what a jobber does.
Are you counting Kurt Hawkins as main event since Braun?
He wasn't in the main event.
That was like in the middle.
Oh my gosh,
It was
in the main
middle of the
event.
show.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
I'm saying, Sammy opened the show in the main event feud, involved with it, and then closed the show.
He's not
involved
gonna
with the
do
main
anything
event
else
feud.
with it.
But I'm saying that
He's just a
he's
pawn.
still
Not
a jobber,
important.
though.
Yeah,
He's still a jobber.
he's an
Oh.
important character.
He's a jobber to the stars.
Mm-mm.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's not an
becoming
underdog.
a more important character as the weeks go by.
He's relevant.
Oh, you're right.
He's relevant.
Yeah, I guess he's relevant technically.
I mean, he might be off TV for more weeks since he just got powerbombed, but that's okay.
In
Is there a
the
reason
chair.
they're writing him off, or is it just
I
because
don't
they
think
don't
they're
have
gonna
anything
write
to?
him off,
I don't think
but
they're
I
gonna
don't know. But I don't know. They took out Chris Jericho, so
Yeah.
Chris Jericho's also old and fragile,
True.
and he has a band.
We could have went and saw him
He
last
was
night.
here last night.
Fort
He was
Wayne.
where? Oh, he was in.
Fort Wayne.
Oh yeah, he was at Pierre's, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
Nick told me, he's like, we should go see Fozzy, and I was like, oh cool, and you're like, I think you have to be 21, and I was like, I bet it's at Pierre's, isn't it? And you're like, yeah. And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's at
oh,
Pierre's.
yeah. I don't know.
we're still babies, John.
I don't. Yeah, we are still baby. Well, I'm not. Almost not a baby.
Yeah, I'm still baby.
Yeah, you're still baby.
You're my baby.
I mean, Shane McMahon is obviously gonna lose, but
He better.
he
Yeah.
better lose. I'll be mad. I'll be mad. I don't know what they're gonna do with Kevin Owens after that, though.
I hope championship since he's a heel.
That'd be
Face
cool.
Jinder. That's what I hope.
Face
Or
Jinder?
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke.
Yeah, I was gonna
sorry.
say.
I mean, Jinder's already heel. I meant Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
yeah.
They can do heel versus heel. Just ask John.
Yeah, right.
What's wrong with heel versus heel? It works.
Forget it.
It's
Moving
fine.
on.
Forget it.
What about Joe versus Lesnar?
That's
and,
what we're
and-
saying. That's the whole
Yeah!
joke. That's the joke. Okay, moving on.
I'm right. I'm
Okay.
never wrong
Anyways,
about anything
Moving
ever.
on.
We can move on to the U.S. Championship scene.
Okay.
We consider Joe.
We're getting AJ versus Baron Corbin at Hell in a Cell in the next couple weeks. This whole Baron Corbin kind of being demoted to the... It sounds weird, being demoted to the U.S. Championship scene from the WWE title
But
scene.
still higher up than the
Still higher up than Sami Zayn.
Shut up.
But I'm glad... See, this is a good example of using someone the way they do, like Ty. You know, because Sami Zayn is just put in there for one show. Ty has been there consecutively. Like, he is included in this. He's not getting the title shot at Hell in a Cell. How am I wrong?
How is that better than being on 1 week of SmackDown? Being involved with the title scene for an entire month and not even
Because
getting
he's
a title
almost won
shot?
every time.
So where's his title shot at?
He had a title
He's-
shot last week.
He's gonna
Yeah,
get
but
it.
Where's his at the pay-per-view?
It'll come.
Why isn't it a triple threat?
Maybe
because
they'll
you
add
have to
it.
have Baron Corbin win,
Oh my god.
and then heel versus face type of deal. I don't know. I don't know if they are going to put the title on Ty instead of a face versus face.
Nah, dude. Ty's a jobber to the stars.
I like how you're not going to call Sami Zayn a jobber to the stars, but you'll call Ty a jobber to the stars.
Nah, he's just a jobber.
Oh, he's just a jobber?
He's just a jobber.
So AJ Styles isn't a star?
No, not at all.
What about the
AJ
tag
is-
division on SmackDown? Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say, yeah.
yeah.
I'm
we-
so excited
next-
for what they just announced.
I wanted to end kind of on
Before-
that because that's like the
Before
best
we get
thing.
to those guys, what about Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin? Awesome. What about the
Yeah,
Fashion
wait, where did they
Files?
go? Where have they been?
Probably wherever the Fashion Files are.
Yeah, where are the Fashion Files?
They're
Next
returning
week?
Next week. they're
Oh,
coming
are they
back.
returning next
Yeah.
week? They just need to get done with that. Like, not bring, like, because at this point it's just, like, kind of dragging on. And the whole, like, they're running out of things,
I don't
obviously.
think that they even know where they're going with it.
They had
so
no
they're
idea
just
what
dragging
they're. I thought they were going to do the Luke Harper and Eric Rowan,
it. Yeah, but
which would have been cool. Like, I would have been fine
it'd be
with
nice
that.
to have them back on TV.
They can still do it, honestly,
Yeah.
because, I mean, where's Luke been?
I don't know.
Last time I saw
Eric-
Luke was at the
Eric
SmackDown
Rowan
Live
is still
show.
putting stuff on YouTube. Well, like, the
That's crazy.
most recent one he was putting was, like, a month ago, I think.
Yeah,
Still, fully in character. I think that's the most funny thing ever.
he's funny.
He is funny. No, he's
He's a
not. He's
genius.
scary. Yeah, he's a genius.
Remember that?
For a
Remember
week.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, all those tag teams. We only have 2 tag teams right now on SmackDown 2, I guess.
Yeah.
But I wanted to end with that because it's a high note.
Well, let's talk about the girls.
Yeah, talk about the women.
Yeah,
That's it.
the women division.
Yeah, respect women.
We're seeing what Charlotte and
Natalia.
Natalia at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then Carmella and James Ellsworth are here and there.
Alright.
in the
They're here
mix.
and there.
Yeah. Naomi's gone.
At this point, I
Becky's
don't know when
gone.
they're gonna. Are they gonna have Carmella beat Charlotte for the title?
That's what I've been saying. I thought it'd be
Charlotte
Becky,
will win?
but yeah. I think Charlotte might win at Hell in a Cell and then Carmella cashes in.
I believe
At Hell in a
Carmella.
Cell, cash in.
Maybe.
I believe in Carmella.
Why not?
I don't know. The thing she's doing with James Ellsworth is really, really funny.
Really weird.
It's really weird, but it's really
Mixed out
funny.
with him, then puts him on a leash and
Oh yeah, it's
all
hot.
that stuff.
Makes me uncomfortable.
It's hot.
Whatever you're into, I guess.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I wonder if they're just doing that Charlotte thing just because Ric Flair and all, or if that was their plan all along and it was just kind of delayed because of
So it
him
was probably delayed.
him
because-
damn near dying.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ooh, we could talk about Rusev too
Oh yeah.
because
Why?
It's not, he's not important.
after the what was it 8-second loss
think
to
it was
Randy Orton,
Something
Yeah.
like that, yeah.
even though he technically got his licks in at the beginning of the match, the loss to Randy Orton at SummerSlam, which makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know why they're not doing with Rusev now what they weren't doing, when he first got back onto the show.
Mhm.
But we had Rusev SmackDown on Tuesday. He keep on forgetting today's Thursday. He did the Happy Rusev Day, which was so cool.
It was cool how they used Aiden English as his little.
They
singer.
did. I do like Aiden
I like
English
the
and
intersecting
everything.
characters.
Yeah, and everything
It's
that he
nice.
usually does on that show. Did we ever find out if that was like a work mare?
It was a work.
Well, it was
He
a
looks
work.
Nothing like
Okay,
the
I was gonna
actual
say
man.
because did you look it up?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because I've heard both things and I really haven't
No.
just looked it up myself, but
No.
he looks nothing
The
like
actual
him.
mayor has like
I was
dark
gonna
black
say-
hair and a mustache.
I was gonna say because if that was the actual mayor, he did a really good job for being
I know.
on TV. Even though I did see the work mayor was very obviously reading off of the script, like not knowing what was
Yeah.
being said. But yeah, then we had Randy Orton come out and demolish everyone, like the face that he is.
Yeah.
Which is fine because I feel like they're gonna have Rusev win. They should. Have
I
Rusev
feel
win.
like they're still repaying Orton for his.
They repaid him. They gave him a championship.
No, I'm saying.
For
stuff with
Jinder.
Jinder for the all summer long,
How old is Randy? 40?
at least.
Getting there.
I say 39.
Same age as
40.
Randy, or same same age as.
He
Cena.
needs to start repaying to the younger guys. Jinder shouldn't have been one of the younger guys to
He's
put
doing it.
over, but Rusev is one of, if not the most underutilized person on the roster.
Absolutely.
And for them to do what they're doing to Rusev, like, I wouldn't be mad if Rusev left WWE and went somewhere else just because of the way he's been treated.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it's changing with this, the Happy Rusev Day. I don't even know what Rusev's gimmick right now is because he went from coming back in and almost becoming the dominant guy. And then once he finally beat Randy in like 5 seconds because of some crap, he had so much fun with it. And then, this Rusev Day thing was a continuation of the fun.
Yeah.
Until he got that that was a cool promo. Him going back to the serious thing. I don't know. Damien, what do you think since Randy is your guy?
I don't really like him that much anymore.
Randy Orton?
It's kind of...
I can pull up the first podcast where you said Randy Orton's like your favorite wrestler.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like...
And Nick was
like, just over the last, year, it's just, he's not really that entertaining anymore.
Nah. Because you can tell when Randy doesn't want to work a match. Like, we talked about that with Brock Lesnar. You can tell when Randy doesn't want to work a match.
Exactly.
It's atrocious to watch. Because whereas other wrestlers, if they don't want to work a match, you're still going to make it a good match. Randy just drags it on and, just doesn't make it entertaining at all in the slightest.
I think if he moved to Raw, it'd be better.
What would he do on Raw?
Kind of like the face of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Him and AJ have been kind of the two
think
big guys.
I think his time on SmackDown Live is pretty much done.
You just think they need to a refresher, basically.
Another shit.
He needs to retire.
I think so.
He's still one of the younger, older guys, if that makes any sense.
From one of the last.
Because I don't know, I still don't see him as an old guy, just because he's always felt like that younger guy to me.
I mean, he's the oldest on the roster now that Cena's gone.
Yeah.
AJ's older than Randy is.
I mean, in WWE terms.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
And I mean, I think who's Dolph's probably up there in age too.
In WWE terms?
If we're not counting Brock, yeah.
Yeah.
Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton
now,
Benjamin.
He's back,
He's
yeah.
the oldest.
Yeah. I really hope that they do something.
I mean, I'm surprised Randy's still going full time, and he's not a part-time guy like Cena, even though Randy doesn't have anything to fall back
I was
on.
gonna say, if he was a better actor, he wouldn't be wrestling anymore.
That's true.
What else have we been seeing on SmackDown? Because SmackDown has just felt so... we could go back to the, previous podcast where we're talking about how SmackDown is absolutely incredible.
It's sad.
It's just sad now. It's just depressing. I don't know if there's anything else noteworthy.
What about
Dolph
and
Bobby?
Oh, yeah. Dolph and Bobby.
Dolph
Did you guys see the
typo?
The typo for Starcade?
Booby
Rude. Booby Rude.
There's something else, too. I can't remember.
That Dolph... we could talk about that Dolph gimmick because it's just...
I like it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
There's a part of me that does like it.
Recycled gimmick that a lot of guys have done before.
Right.
It's fun.
It's more obvious now.
Dolph does it great, and the audience is always into it, so why not?
Well, because when he did the Undertaker thing, at first I was like, "Holy crap!" and then I was like, "It's Dolph."
For a split second.
Darn guy. It'll be a good match. Yeah. That one will be.
I just feel like everyone that starts off in WWE gets their first feud with Dolph.
Yeah,
Shinsuke got it.
Yeah, everybody
Tyler
does. Everybody does.
Dolph is the gatekeeper now of
But it's just fine with me because
Dolph's
a good. Baron Corbin too.
Baron Corbin.
Everyone, all these guys. I mean, Dolph is a good performer, so I don't think that it'll be bad. But I mean, I'm pretty excited for it.
Right. It should be good. Obviously, Dolph will lose that match. He's gonna have to.
I hope he comes out at Hell in a Cell.
I'd like to see Bobby in the U.S. Championship scene.
AJ and Bobby would be incredible.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It would be glorious.
I mean, I don't... Yeah, oh yeah, sorry. Glorious. I just don't understand how SmackDown could be so bad when you have Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Sami Zayn,
Tyler,
Bobby Roode,
oh my God.
all these
and even then, Randy Orton's good when he wants to be good. Literally, he decides whether a match is going to be good or not because he can make it good or he can make it atrocious to watch.
To me, it's because Jinder Mahal, Shane McMahon, that they have a stranglehold on the upper card right now, and it's none of these other guys are going to succeed while they're the top booked guys on the show. Yeah. You don't need Jinder Mahal and a 50-plus-year-old man being your top stars.
Especially Jinder. Get him out of there. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Jinder once he loses the title. Like when he loses it.
I bet
Like
he'll go right back.
I was
down
gonna
to where he
say,
was.
like he's just gonna go right back down because
They can go after the U.S.
the
title.
only reason Jinder's relevant is because he's the champion. That's the only reason he's relevant. There's nothing new, inventive about his character, and unfortunately, I don't think that's Jinder's fault necessarily. I just think the combination of the booking and the way that they have him portrayed, or because he's portraying the character that they want him to portray. He's portraying it well. It's just a crappy character.
Yeah.
I feel like they can put him up with Rusev and be a good tag team. Like I
Yeah,
know,
like they used to
Yeah,
be.
like they
I
used
want
to be, but
Rusev as a
actually be
tag team.
good.
I want Rusev
me
in
too,
the title
but
scene.
but if they don't have anything for Rusev, not everyone could be in the title scene. So like, if they don't have anything, for
Tertiary
Rusev,
titles.
No.
I guess.
Say it all the time.
But I feel like
Speaking
they
of
could actually
tag
be good.
teams, we can go ahead and talk
Hey.
about the tag team division. On paper, obviously, to have this dragged on to 3 pay-per-views?
Yeah.
Almost.
Plus,
Almost 4.
These teams have feuded millions of times.
They
in the
feuded
past.
other
This
times
feels
before.
Oh,
different.
it's-
They've had matches on SmackDown. It's not just a match
Yeah.
at a pay-per-view. It's matches on SmackDown throughout
There's
every
street
single one of them.
fighting.
But when you have this lightning in a bottle, I don't blame them. And we had you guys still haven't watched the street fight, right?
No.
It was good.
Best
It was
match
good.
out of this feud by far.
Now I think the Hell in a Cell's gonna.
The Hell in a Cell is
Take it
probably
up.
going
I think it
to,
will.
which is what I'm hoping will do. I'm very excited for it.
Is this their first ever tag team TLC?
No.
Well, no,
'cause
they had one with
did
DX.
DX
Yeah.
and Legacy,
Oh yeah, that's right.
which was a barn burner.
Anyone else?
Just an incredible one.
That
Yeah,
one sucked.
I'm very excited, very very excited for the match. When they announced it was going to be the Hell in a Cell, I was like,
I was hoping that they would do it.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
we were just asking that on Sunday.
Yeah.
During No Mercy, is this a Hell in a Cell match or
what
not?
is Hell in a Cell right now? Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens, and then
the tag
a
team?
tag match.
Yeah.
Is that those are probably going to be the only 2, right?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
They might add in a third because they had.
I don't know what they
3.
would add in though.
They had 3 last year.
But it was the girls that was
Yeah,
the third.
I doubt
it?
they'll add it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
doubt that.
I doubt they'll
They're
have
not gonna
that.
put
There's
it.
nothing that.
AJ and Baron or something.
Ah,
I don't know.
that.
They shouldn't. But
And the
yeah.
only issue with that is, and obviously everybody brings it up, is that Hell in a Cell should only be
Oh.
put on a match when it feels warranted.
For that tag team match felt like.
Yeah, the
technically
tag
it
the tag match
felt
felt
like
like
it
it
should
should be
be.
warranted.
Yeah.
You have these 2 incredible these tag teams that are just beating the crap out of each other. Put them through Hell in a Cell.
Mhm.
Put them through that.
Mhm.
I could even make the argument for Shane and Kevin. Take all that animosity, all that chaos that's going on right now between that storyline, and put it in a Hell in a Cell. So it should be as depressing as SmackDown has been. I think with the wrestlers that are on the card, I think it should be a good wrestling
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Good
not
matches.
necessarily storyline.
I think that's been the case with most SmackDown pay-per-views this year.
Yeah,
The matches have been
definitely.
stellar, but the feuds have been.
Battleground sucks.
besides the championship scene, the last.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Battleground. We don't
I don't even remember about
Punjabi
What was
prison.
that? Oh yeah.
we don't talk about that pay-per-view.
I don't think I even watched that. I
Dude,
think I
I-
watched a couple matches.
Oh,
something
Dude,
like this.
I didn't. I had to work that
I
night.
have no
Yeah, I think
memory.
I
of
You didn't
that
miss anything.
pay-per-view.
And I don't think I'm missing anything, right?
I think we're all
Besides,
set
I
We're
think
good.
that's all set. I
mean-
think we're gonna go ahead and round this out with our finishers. Ethan,
No, don't do me.
Don't-
Damien?
No.
Me? Let's see.
are you excited for the future?
No. No,
I
Feel
love
like
that.
Charlotte,
I'm
you
not.
want to think
I love that meme.
No,
I
no.
like
I'm not gonna
Charlotte.
talk.
I love
Uh,
Charlotte.
I'm just gonna put Nick in a headlock and make him tap for my finisher.
Oh, that's a good
All
one.
that I'll put you in a crossface, boy. I'm just excited to go with you guys to Raw. I mean,
No.
Nick and I have been together to one, or all 3 of us been together to one. We
Yeah.
have John.
I didn't get
John,
invited
this will
to
be
that
your
one.
first show ever to go
No, not ever.
ever. You went to one a long time ago,
Like a long time ago.
but first one coming back into wrestling.
yeah, coming back into
so
wrestling,
it's
definitely.
it's gonna be a good night.
This will be my 6-1 in 2 years.
Let's go hang out at Hooters at the end,
It
and let's
better.
go.
nice.
It better.
Are we doing lunch or dinner before? or we
Not
just-
sure.
Lauren
It all
and I
depends.
might, but
Oh
we
yeah,
might
you
go
want to
with
eat
you.
dinner by yourself?
We're gonna have to figure
No,
out.
me, Lauren,
okay.
and Tony.
Hi, Lauren.
Oh,
Hi, Lauren.
Tony.
Oh,
Hi,
Tony.
Lauren.
Tony's
Tony, why don't we all go out to eat?
I have to go. I didn't think that we were gonna.
Yeah,
go.
why don't we all go out to
Oh,
eat?
yeah.
Okay, all right, that's cool with me.
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
know.
We can even invite Dalton and Jesse.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe we should figure out the plans and not on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
let's figure out on the
Hey guys,
podcast.
we're gonna be at this particular restaurant on this evening at this time.
You better come
please don't,
see us.
Please don't kill us.
We'll sign autographs.
Nick,
Come back to me.
come back to you. Ethan.
John?
See, this is the advantage to being the host because I can go last and just come up with one on the fly.
I am looking forward to.
Okay, I got one.
Okay,
I
Nick.
just got one. Yeah.
Not a great finisher because you guys aren't going to agree with it, and honestly, I don't back it entirely. But if Jinder does win at Hell in a Cell, then I could see I would desire Sami
Here we
Zayn to then challenge him as the face
Oh.
that takes the title from him because
I'm
they
okay
both
with that.
have similar backgrounds of the international appeal.
And then have Kevin.
But Sami can be like, I'm not a huge ass about it, so I should be champion and also appeal to the international.
I'm
fans.
okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the arguments that you can make is that, yeah, Sami Zayn has lost, like, almost every match that he's been a part of the last year or so.
He beat
And
Baron
like,
Corbin
no,
like
I'm saying,
a month
listen,
ago.
listen. I'm saying the argument there is, like, you could compare that to Jinder, where, like, Jinder was basically a jobber, and then he got a shot at the title.
Yeah, it'd be a good parallel,
but Sami
too.
Zayn, like, has proven that he's good. You know,
Yes.
he was NXT champion. Like, he's had all these big feuds in the WWE. So, yeah, I would be okay with that if they're not going to do Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
You know, have Shinsuke
Which
win,
then-
and then
Kevin could then challenge Sami, so like it'd be a nice chain of events that would happen. from that.
for the first time ever,
For the first
Kevin
time,
Owens and Sami Zayn for the title.
For the title. For the season.
First time ever.
It's ball text.
I like it. It's a good one.
right,
Ethan.
Alright, we don't talk about NXT at all, so I'm going to talk about NXT because I
Okay.
love NXT.
I do
Always
love
have.
NXT.
I am excited for what they're going to do for basically the future. You know, the
Stop.
women's championship is going to be cool because I don't know. Kairi Sane won the
Mae Young Class.
Mae Young
Another
class. I want to call it the
freaking jab.
women's.
Oh,
Yeah, did you
my
watch last
God.
night's episode of NXT?
No, I did not. I haven't gotten a chance to it yet.
So what they're doing is the next couple of weeks they are going to they're going to do I think the Fatal 4-Way for the
Is this last
vacant.
night's show?
Yeah, this is last night's
Oh,
show. They're doing. Oh, do you not want to know, Ethan?
I want to watch it.
Oh,
I mean, it's the first segment. Like, it's just William Regal talking about it.
Okay.
But they're doing a Fatal 4-Way at Takeover,
Uh-huh.
and they're just gonna have matches like coming up within
Oh,
the next
really?
couple weeks. Like, yeah,
cool.
Kyrie Sane's obviously in there first.
Oh,
and-
cool, cool.
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, dope,
Yeah.
dope,
Good.
great, yeah,
NXT.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and then, now NXT was in the slump for a while when like Finn Balor left and Shinsuke left and
Yeah.
Samoa Joe. So
NXT
I'm
is
glad
the
they're
show to
starting to
watch.
build up like guys like Aleister Black,
Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream. I love
Lars
I love
Sullivan,
when Lars
Lars.
Sullivan, Adam Cole now,
Adam Cole,
Yeah.
Bebe, and
even Sanity.
yeah,
you know,
Sanity, Eric Young,
Sanity's
all them.
good,
Man, they're doing great things right now, and I'm
all
glad.
the women. Like, it's weird to have the women's division not be a joke,
Mhm.
Yeah,
just because we're so used to it being a joke.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, NXT women's never really been a joke, but
No.
they've always
They've
been
always
something
knocked it
different.
out.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying with like the main roster.
Yeah, well, right. But yeah, I'm just really excited for NXT. I'm glad.
I
they're
wish they
doing
would turn
great.
NXT more into a third
I
brand.
thought for a while
and
that's
equal
what
to
they were
Raw
gonna
and
do.
SmackDown rather than because it's weird seeing the developmental brand be the better brand
Yeah.
and putting on the better matches and the
Consistently.
better story consistently.
If Triple H had his way, it would be the
It
third
would be,
brand,
it definitely
but
would be.
I don't think he's.
I
allowed
never
to do
thought
that.
I would say that. Like, I never thought that Triple H would be like a guy that I would want to like be at the top, be head of
Yeah.
a place, but like.
Because like he's,
Do it all day,
He's
bud.
like known for his like burials and this and
Right.
that backstage politics, but now he's like.
I mean, look at like 2002 and 2003 when it was like
Booker T.
I'm
Rob
Triple
Van
H.
Dam.
I'm Triple H, and I'm
Kane.
going to kill
Kane.
everybody.
Yeah.
Goldberg.
Go.
NXT's dope. NXT
He
is
was
the
lucky.
show to watch if you're gonna watch any wrestling
NXT's the best.
at all. Probably NXT is
Yeah.
the show you want to watch.
If you're not a wrestling fan,
And it really doesn't take long to get into it either, because like I wasn't into NXT and then started watching it, and it only took me a couple weeks to like figure out, you know, who everybody is. And the only thing is like, yeah, you'll have the people who like for example, like Cesar Bononi, like I know when he comes in, he's gonna lose.
Right.
Yeah.
Essentially, unless it's like that roll up pin that he had. But they're still good matches.
Mhm.
Like, so, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. John?
John.
I honestly don't know of one.
You had all this time.
You had all
Did all this time.
Jesus.
I did have all this time. I don't know. I could talk about, like, I'd be okay with Nia Jax being women's champion.
Oh God.
Okay, never mind.
End the
Show's
show
over.
I'm a big
now.
fan.
Show
I'm
is
a-
over. Show
No, I'm
is
a big
over.
fan. Okay, I'm a big fan of like
Samoans.
Big fan of big girls.
No, I mean, I'm like a big fan of the polar opposites. I'm a really big fan of like high flying, like all those maneuvers and stuff like that. But then I'm also a really big fan of like the monsters who can just come in and just decimate people. Like Lars Sullivan, love him. Braun Strowman, love him. Like
But
if
Nia
they
isn't
book,
on that one.
But
if
Nia's
they
not good.
book, I was gonna say if they book her correctly and they have her win the championship, like that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know what they did at that was a great match at No Mercy, that women's championship.
They dropped her on her head.
They
That's
dropped
great.
Yeah.
that bump that
Dalton's
they
like, you
took.
better
Like
she better tuck her chin.
the thing is, WWE doesn't know what they have, and it's disappointing to see that they don't. That it's obvious to see, and it's easy to sit back and be armchair creative and like, oh yeah, I could do this, and they should do this. And I know that it's a difficult job to do, but like when you see that like, you have this talent, like what you could do with it. That's why they need more titles.
Okay.
Okay.
More titles, yes.
More titles.
Sure.
So, that is going to be the end of this podcast. We're going to try and do them a lot more regularly. Our schedules are all messed up, but we're going to figure out something. We're going to get better equipment and whatnot, make them sound better. This one should sound decent. But we hope that you will tune in to our next podcast. We're going to be talking about Hell in a Cell predictions and all that jazz. Follow us on all our social media. And from everybody here at the Four Corners Podcast, we wish you a wonderful day.